Hello guys, I'm Tom, and or specters in the Conjuring Universe is the entity known as the Ferryman. He appears in the entertaining 2019 film Annabelle Comes Home and serves as one of the secondary antagonists in the movie's story. The Ferryman helps the Annabelle doll terrorize Judy Warren, her babysitter Mary Ellen, and Mary Ellen's teenage friend Daniela, weakening them and eventually allowing Annabelle to consume the soul of one of these girls. Is the Ferryman's case. A family requested their help because their daughter began having nightmares about the Ferryman and claimed she needed to send him a payment or else he would consume her soul. The young girl was found dead with 2 coins in her eye sockets as the entity had taken her eyes. When Ed and Lorraine Warren investigated the strange death of the girl, they placed it inside a special glass case belonging to a church, doing all of this to better contain the evil within. Sometime after this event, the Warrens, who recently lost her father and is still, in a way, grieving, while Mary Ellen and Judy are trying out Judy's new roller skates. Daniela sneaks into the Warrens' museum or the room of interacting with and touching some of the cursed objects. It's here that she quickly touches and plays a bit with the Ferryman's coins, which, in a way, attracts the entity's attention. It's important to note that when Daniela enters this special room, she repeatedly invites spirits to make themselves known out loud, driven by her desperation to see her father again. This also invites the Ferryman and helps him manifest. Shortly before Daniela leaves, in this scene, more information is revealed about this entity and the strange case by sounds and voices coming from the Warrens' office, where they had been earlier that afternoon. She decides to investigate the source of the noise so she can watch TV without disturbances. As Mary Ellen investigates the Warrens' office, she is unaware of the tortured souls the Ferryman has taken, is that the body is tightly holding Annabelle. Judy tries to pull the doll away from the body, but struggles to do so. When she pulls harder, she notices that the body grips the doll even tighter. It is then revealed that the body is being possessed by the Ferryman, who manifests and lets out a terrifying scream and roar. Despite this, Mary Ellen manages to snatch the doll from the Ferryman and throws it to Judy while trying to escape that realm of the dead. Miraculously, Mary Ellen manages to escape the Ferryman and reunites with real myths and legends about the Ferryman. I will also explain this entity's physical appearance, what we know about its personality and behavior, as well as its incredible abilities and known weaknesses. The Ferryman is based on the spectral figure from Greek and Roman mythology known as Charon, who was essentially the terrifying ferryman of Hades. According to these ancient legends and beliefs, he was responsible for transporting souls across the mystical river known as the Styx. Although many experts claim that this river was actually the Acheron, which separated the world of the living from the world of the dead. This being's job was to guide souls so they wouldn't wander endlessly through that chilling river full of lost souls. Typically, a coin was required to pay Charon or the Ferryman for his services, and this coin was placed inside the mouth of the deceased on their tongue. Some authors mention that those who weren't buried with a coin or weren't properly buried were forced to wander for 100 years along the Acheron before the Ferryman would help them cross for free. In these ancient mythologies, Charon or the Ferryman wasn't a malevolent being. He was simply doing his job. However, it's important to note that the Italian poet Dante Alighieri introduced the character in the Divine Comedy, where he is the first figure Dante encounters in hell. According to the description in the Divine Comedy, the Ferryman's eyes are like fire, and in this story he takes on a more malevolent role, striking sinners with his staff and forcing them onto his boat. The custom of placing coins on the eyes of the dead persisted for a long time and was practiced for centuries across many parts of Europe and even in some areas of the Americas. This tradition likely has Greek and Roman origins and was adopted by many people, including Christians and Catholics. It is from these legends that the Ferryman in the Conjuring Universe, specifically in Annabelle Comes Home, was created. The Ferryman in this film universe has a unique, terrifying, and memorable physical appearance. He is a humanoid figure with 2 long, visible arms ending in thin hands with sharp claws. His legs are never truly visible because he wears a long, old, and tattered black robe or cloak that covers his entire body, giving him a resemblance to various interpretations of death. The creature has its forearms covered by some sort of leather sleeves, and on them it carries a few ancient coins. At times, it holds a long stick, which is actually its staff. The body and chest of this being are covered with many old coins, giving it a rather strange and sinister appearance. Its most prominent and terrifying physical feature is its face, which looks like that of a dead man, but extremely emaciated, as it has no nose, only an empty, grotesque socket. Its mouth is quite expressionless and lacks lips. Additionally, instead of eyes, the creature has 2 coins embedded in its face. All these features make it a truly frightening and memorable spectral being with a unique design that sets it apart from other demons like Valak, the demon Malthus, and the Crooked Man in this movie universe. The Ferryman is very different from the one in Greek and Roman mythology, as he and screenwriter James Wan. James Wan mentioned in an interview that when a teenager sent him photos from a book about the custom of placing coins over the eyes of the dead, he found it very disturbing, and it always stuck with him. He found the Greek legend of the Ferryman fascinating, but also somewhat disturbing and sinister. The film's director, Gary Dauberman, stated that he and James Wan naturally introduced the Ferryman as a demon in the movie story because Mary Ellen's character is deeply afraid of death, making her the primary target of the Ferryman's torment. The film's producer and screenwriter showed the director some photos he found online, similar to the ones he saw as a teenager. Together, they merged the concept of the Grim Reaper with the myths of the Ferryman, gradually designing this sinister specter. Like James Wan, Gary Dauberman prefers practical effects. That's why this demon was created this way, and the concept artists, along with the costume department, put great effort into the monster's design, with all those coins, the distinctive sleeves, and the various dark tones of his robe. Dauberman mentioned that he wanted the Ferryman to have a slow and haunting behavior that would clearly differentiate him from the violent nature of the demon Malthus. This is why actor Alexander Ward portrayed the character in a deeply unsettling manner, performing many slow yet chilling movements. Thanks to the collective effort of the production team, the various concept artists, the actor who brought the creature to life, the director, and James Wan, we were given a new memorable villain and a brilliant specter in the Conjuring Universe. Personally, I found this character or demon to be very interesting and awesome. I loved the subtle way he was introduced in Annabelle Comes Home through various background recordings and the documents and files that Judy, Daniela, and Mary Ellen examine. I also thought the design was incredible because it looked truly sinister. He had appeared more in the movie. Like the Crooked Man, I think he's a very intriguing demonic specter with a lot of potential, and personally, I would love to see him appear in a future film. Because of how sinister and fascinating he is, I believe the Ferryman is one of the best monsters or demons in the Conjuring universe. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you already know about the Ferryman from The Conjuring? Were you familiar with his legend and origins in this universe, along with his real-life mythology? And finally, would you like to see him again in a future movie or see more of the other demons or specters from this universe? Share your answers to these questions and your general opinion about the Ferryman in the intriguing and terrifying Conjuring universe. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of my new videos.